Okay, we'd like to welcome Tom Hoge to the interview room here at the Charles Schwab Challenge here in 2023. Tom, thanks for joining us. Kind of a local, you live here, went to TCU. Just what's it like preparing for a tournament in your hometown?
Yeah, it's fun. It's different. I would say it's certainly changed a lot now in my 9th year on tour. A lot more going on this week for me. Take a lot of pride in the tournament here in town, with changing sponsors from Dean and DeLuca. A little uncertainty there with sponsors in Fort Worth stepping up that one year, and then Charles Schwab taking over. It's great to have this event here, and very excited for this week, so it's a lot of fun to get going.
Can you just describe how different it is from a tournament that's maybe outside your hometown, the extra things that you have to deal with, whether it's tickets for friends or neighbors or family? What other challenges are there when you're at home?
Well, it's nice sleeping in your own bed, first of all. But I guess, you get on the road, it's a little bit easier to kind of get in the routine of tournament weeks. And I find myself doing more stuff around the house and some chores and that sort of stuff this week. But, like you said, there's a lot of friends, a lot of family here this week coming out to watch. So just that little bit extra pressure. And, it's a tournament that I've been coming to since my days at TCU here just up the road. And I always want to play well, and sometimes that's hard when you really want it that badly.
Just remind folks that if you have a question, just raise your hand and we'll get you a microphone. I'll just ask you, how would you assess your season so far on the tour?
Yeah, I feel like it's been pretty solid. I got off to a really nice start in the fall. A couple of good finishes here. Finished third at Century and then at Players. But would like to keep getting a little better each day. So the results haven't quite been there the last month or so, but just keep grinding it out, and hopefully I'll click here this week.
And feeling good with your game. Have you been out on the course this week, or probably when you've been home in the past few weeks to have a look at the course? Have there been any changes that you see?
Well, I haven't been out yet this week. I played a couple of weeks ago, though. The biggest change with the renovation coming up is these overseeded surrounds. Quite a big change, ryegrass around the greens. The ball kind of stay closer to the edges of the green instead of getting away from me here. So that's a pretty noticeable change for this 1 year as the renovation comes. When I played a few weeks ago, there wasn't a lot of rough. I've talked to a few guys that said, with the warm weather now, the rough's up again. So it'll be a good test. The challenge here at Colonial is always getting the ball in the fairway because you get a little bit off some of these dog legs, and gauging your distance, the flyer lies out of the rough is always tough. So get it in the fairway is kind of the name of the game here.
We'll take one in the front here.
Wanted to ask, I know you mentioned TCU and your Fort Worth ties. How much would it mean to you to win this one of all tournaments if you were able to come out on top this weekend?
Yeah, it would be a lot. This is home for me. It has been since 2007 when I came to TCU. It would be awesome, but I try to not think about that a whole lot because, the last few years I've missed the cut as I've kind of taken on more responsibilities this week, and I would say a little more pressure to perform here.
What is your earliest memory at Colonial, whether it be from TCU or even before then?
Yeah, I remember watching it when Annika first played here. I had friends that were playing on the TCU golf team at that time. That was before I was at TCU, so it was always fun to watch, and we came out a few times while I was still in school here. I remember coming home from the NCAA tournament, coming right out to watch J.J. Henry in one of the final rounds out here. So it was always fun. You'd walk right down from campus and be close, so it was great.
We'll take one from Todd over here.
Tom, what do you make of what Michael Block did last week and the fact that he has an exemption into this week?
Yeah, it was incredible. It was a brutal golf course, so to do it on that kind of a test, I think really speaks to his game and the way that he played because that exposed every weakness you might have out there, and he passed the test very, very well. So, what a great story, and it's pretty cool to have him here in Fort Worth and see if he can keep it going. He's fun for all of us to watch.
Just adding to that, have you had an experience like that where you've played with somebody that, maybe hasn't had that exposure in that situation that you recall recently?
I can't recall anything, no.
Going back to this tournament, you've had 6 starts here. You mentioned that getting a couple of missed cuts recently. Your first event here, I think you finished top 20. But what is it that you need to do now, event to perform at the level that you can?
Yeah, I feel like it's a golf course that really should suit me well. I feel like my iron game is kind of the strength of my game. So to me, it comes back to hitting fairways like we talked about. And, I felt like I played pretty well my first few years here. I finished 17th, I think, my first year, and felt like things were rolling along pretty good, and then stumbled a bit the last few years. So try not to put too much into that. Just get back to kind of being me and playing golf, and away we go.
I know golf for you guys is always that top 30 at the end of the season. You did it last year, last year. Also, it's a Ryder Cup year. Is that sort of in the back of your mind? You've had a couple of top threes, as you said, at some pretty big events, the Players, the Century. But also, you and Sahith Theegala combined to win a team event at the end of last year. I think that carries any going forward to maybe be, move up into that consideration?
I don't know if that'll carry a lot of impact just with the unique format that it was there, but it's definitely on my mind. I was close last year for the President's Cup team and got the call that I wasn't picked, so that was a little bit motivating. But, it's kind of the beauty of this game, whether you're Michael Block trying to get into the PGA for next year with the top 15 or whatever it might be, there's always something to play for. Top 125 to keep your card as you're one of the young guys. Top 50 is a big number next year for the designated events to get into. Top 30. There's always something that you're shooting for kind of next down the road, and always something to keep working for.
All right. Oh, one more back over here.
Yeah, Tom, any thoughts on the conclusion of Bill Monagill's career as TCU golf coach?
Yeah, just what an incredible career, first of all. For a guy to be at TCU for 40 years is unbelievable. In this age of crazy college athletics where guys are moving jobs all the time, speaks to him a lot that he's stuck it out here at TCU and built a great program. It's a little bit of a weird deal now. I guess I'm feeling like an old guy that my college coach has moved on. But, a lot of congratulations to Coach Monagill. It was an incredible run.
All right, Tom, we appreciate you spending some time with us, and good luck this week.
Thank you. Appreciate it.